Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this traditional press conference. It's a good habit, and I hope I'm still here for many more years to do the same exercise with you. We will start with presenting you this year Blancpain Endurance Series and this year total 24 hours of Spa. It is obviously, you will agree, the year of all records, both for the series and for the race. We had a record number of entries with 50 full season entries in the Blancpain, up to 60 entries in total in Paul Ricard, 78 entries here at the 24 hours of Spa. We have a record number of cars present. There have never been so many GTs, maybe in the old days of touring cars, I can't comment, but 66 cars in Spa, 57 at Monza and Paul Ricard. A record number of makes. We never had 12 different makes competing in one single category, and I don't think we ever had 235 drivers. We have pushed on promotion, and with Jean-François Chaumont, that has been working here for so many years, promoting the total 24 hours of Spa. They have pushed me very much with some member of the press to reintroduce the Super Pole, and it has not been easy to explain to all the teams, but I think the show we're going to see in a couple of hours will worth it, and we will see really without traffic, not in the night, who is going to be the fastest driver around Spa with the GT3 car. We have introduced this year and run successfully a specific balance of performance, and I really want to thank Claude Surmont, who has done, obviously with the help of the FIA, looking at what the FIA is doing, but has tweaked it, has adapted it to the specificity of the Blancpain Endurance Series to have very fast cars, to have faster cars for GT3, and I think for the moment it's all looking good, and we don't hear too many complaints on the balance of performance, which is very pleasant when you spend time among the teams. Sportingly, I think it's everybody against Audi, and some people say the presence of Audi is a bit too visible, and I don't agree. I think it is great for the event to have a manufacturer which is putting the flag high, and I really encourage others, and I hope in the future that more manufacturers will come and really give them a full challenge, will have the same visibility with us, because this great event deserves more direct manufacturer involvement. But for all the customer teams that are there against Audi, I really think it's a great challenge, and greater is the challenge, better is the reward if you make it. But all this growing economic concern around us should not, and there is one thing we should see, is that we did have here 78 cars entered, and we only have 66 present, which means that 12 cars that had paid their entry are not here today because they couldn't find the budget. And when you do, like I do, open the newspaper and see the way the economy is going in Europe at the moment, I think we should be extremely careful. Even if we have a fantastic series, and really I have to give an applause really to Sophie, who is doing an amazing job with Laurent. They are a small team. One is running more the events, and Sophie is dealing with all the competitors. And with such a small team, to have built such a big rig together is quite outstanding, and really bravo Sophie, bravo Laurent. But I wouldn't like their job to become more difficult next year, and it's why we need to be careful. And that's what I propose for the next season. I think we should not be too optimistic, and we should be realistic and return to 5 events, including the total 24 hours of Spa. That will allow for a reduced entry fee. Obviously, if there are less races, that would be less expensive. And maybe we could consider adding a 6th event, but only if a very special and exceptional opportunity was to arise. If we are at 5 events, we could consider, but obviously, Sophie and Laurent will be speaking to the team if they have the idea, but one of these 5 events could be a 1,000-kilometer race, and we have one name that we would like and that would look good associated to one of the events. We don't want and won't accept any evolutions. In the last couple of years, GT3 has gone through a rapid increase in performance, in cost, added every year by ongoing evolution. All the cars now we have are good, are performing, and with Claude we are very clear that we don't want to see any evolution. We won't accept any, and even if the FIA, the ADAC and others allow evolution, they won't be accepted in the SRO run series. We have Claude has passed me the message that he could consider an upgrade on the Nissan, which would be the only car we would consider an upgrade if necessary. Of course, if new cars are coming, and there are 2-3 models that could be arriving, they will be balanced to exactly the same level of today, not to have anybody coming, breathing down our neck and say, they are faster, we need something more. We will redefine the gentleman class. We see today an unbalance with so many cars in Pro-Am and not many in gentlemen. We think that in today's economic time, for more people, equally sharing the budget is 3, might be a good way forward. So we will be clear that in the gentleman class we want bronze driver only, and if there is a silver driver, he will need to be over 40 years of age. And for next year, since we don't accept evolutions, the older cars will still be new, which means that we will accept the 2012 and 2013 models in the gentleman class. We will propose an absolute standard weekend format with 2 days event only that should include Formula 3, hopefully, and should include the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo. That is a very good partner with the whole Blancpain package. We also will introduce for next year a single tire supplier which has been selected by tender based on cost, and we had discussion with all important tire manufacturers, and Pirelli really came with a fantastic proposition, not only in price, making by quite a margin the cheapest proposal on the cost of the tires, and also with a great support to the championship and a great promotion. And I would like to invite Mr. Paul Embry, Motorsport Director of Pirelli, to say a few words with me.
Thank you, thank you. I had a choice of being in Budapest, or Stéphane said, why don't you come along here? And I love Spa, it's one of the great race circuits, and I've actually seen Spa with sunshine, which is a novelty as well. We came back into GT racing this season with Stéphane with the GT1s and the GT3, and for us that was part of our plan to be further present in GT racing again. We've been watching what Stéphane been doing with the GT classes, and we were very impressed with what was happening with the Blancpain series. You can see here how strong it's becoming. So when Stéphane was looking for a tyre supplier for the 2 championships going forward, we put together what we feel was a very strong proposal, but also a proposal, I think, where we can also try and assist Stéphane in promoting the championship. And we're going to be looking to try and do a strong launch. We're going to launch our motorsport season, which of course covers everything from Formula 1 down to a lot of our national championships. We also hope to be able to use that to promote these championships here. So we're very excited about it. We can't wait to get going. And I think Stéphane's really put together now a winning package, I think, for the GT category. I know it's taken him some time and some expensive mistakes maybe sometimes to get there, but I think you'll find that what he's proposing now is the best proposal to the market today going forward, and I think we're as excited as he is going forward. So thank you, Stéphane.
Thank you both. And I have to say that since Pirelli had left GT Racing, the main center of GT Racing, a couple of years ago, and when they came back in GT1, we've seen a huge improvement. And the final decision was not made by myself, it was made by the GT1 teams, which many of them run also in endurance in the Blancpain series. And I have to say that in all these races we've done so far, we haven't heard one complaint, one comment from teams running from Mercedes to Porsche to anything saying we have a problem with the tires. So I think that technically I am absolutely certain of the validity of the proposition we have, because it has been thoroughly tested for in this year GT1 World Championship. So here we're going to speak about the GT1 and GT3 Championship. We did, in the last 3 years, held successful events in Argentina, Brazil, China, the United Arab Emirates, and we will do so in Russia and India. We have produced extremely disputed races with a large number of winners, and we have proven that a professional racing series could be promoted with GT car on a sprint format. We have made, especially this year, a successful shift from larger circuits where the public was not very visible to smaller arenas where we are the main event of the year and where you have a large and visible public. And that has given our teams a special feel. When you are there on the grid, you have full grandstand all around you. Okay, they are smaller than in Zolder than they are in Spa, or in Slovakia than they are in Silverstone, but at least everything is full and the feel is good. Basically, we've adapted the arena to the size, the real size of our championships. We have initiated, and this is a very important point. I've been working now in this business for 20 years, and I've seen in Le Mans series, or even with the biggest name, it was always an amateur racing formula. Amateur in the economic sense of the terms, where you receive entry fees, you rent circuit, you make a deal with tires, you make a deal with fuel, and that's it. That's the beginning and the end of your business model. In GT1, it was a very hard lesson because you don't get any entry fee, they stay with FIA, which means that revenue, you need to find them. And we did build a professional business model where we got paid by the circuit, by sponsors, and more importantly by TV rights. I know you're going to tell me we're very weak in Germany, I know. But we have a large number of channels. We're about live in 20-some countries that all pay. So that's called professional racing. And because of this money, we have been able to help teams. Unfortunately, it wasn't equally divided because we were always in an house on fire. So we were like, oh, this one doesn't have enough money, so we will help him. And this one doesn't have... And that has not worked very well. But the business model is there, and it's why we don't want to renounce anything. But, I talked about it already, you have a rapidly degrading economic environment in Europe, which has made it simply impossible to fulfill the financial and regulatory environment of a World Championship. I have to thank very publicly the help I received from FIA. Many people think that the FIA is very rigid, that they wouldn't help, but thanks to President Jean Todt, when this season shouldn't have existed, it has really helped me, giving me all kind of waivers on times, on fees, on everything, just to make the championship continue if it was possible. But after 1 year, we just have to come to the difficult conclusion that to have a calendar, you need promoters. And you need this promoter to pay calendar fees when they don't have the money, when you have Nürburgring going bankrupt, when you have some other circuits in receivership, it just becomes impossible to build a calendar according to these regulatory conditions. Also, we had very patiently, and for years, you've been following me for some years, we have created a category. We have launched all of the national championships in Europe, or we have given them the authorization to use the format and the concept we have created. And we had something very, very fair, very working very well, where we had national championship, a European championship, and a world championship. All these national championships were grid fillers. We were going to persuade the best, you've done well nationally, come internationally, and so on. Unfortunately, grid being what it is, some of these national championships, once they understood the concept, took it from us. When I say took it, I would say stole it from us, and built this championship into direct competitors of the international series. So instead of having this good pyramid, we ended up in a total chaos when these people have calendars that are clashing with ours, which are stealing our competitors, and we are basically going against, maybe I'm too idealistic, and I wanted this perfect thing to work, but unfortunately, it became a chaos. Then, Wade came into the program, and don't think that I'm against it, and when President Todd proposed it, I say, Jean, fantastic, I love Le Mans, the history and the background of endurance racing should be there, and okay, I mean, it happened, it doesn't really help my concept, because instead of being the only world championship with GT cars, you do have a second world championship platform, and we will have to deal with it. But it's true that it has hurt us. The competition in Europe was really on team. This was not only on team, it was on sponsors, on media, on television. Instead of being second division, we suddenly ended up in third division, and that really didn't help, even if there is nothing we can do or criticize about it. And also, that Gary Watkins did a very good article when we launched GT1, and he said he will have two challenges. One, everybody said that GT is not fit for sprint races, and we have successfully answered this challenge. Yes, we can do it good for sprint racing. And he said the second thing, he said we never saw a world championship without manufacturer direct involvement. 3 years later, Gary, I have to say you were right. I was hoping that the manufacturer will support the teams, and the money they wouldn't spend in the team, they would put it in the promotion. I was wrong. Manufacturer only put money in promotion once they run their own cars, and I've learned it the hard way, so it's just time to turn the page. It's what it has led us to announce very regretfully that we were no longer in the position to promote the FIA GT1 World and FIA GT3 European Championship, but we are not giving up on the organization of a professional GT sprint series. What the next step should be, it's first of all, we need to end, we haven't built a kind of a reputation for 20 years to let it go. So we have to end the 2012 season in style, respecting our commitment to the teams, to the drivers, to the promoters, to the broadcasters, and to the FIA. We are there, set up a replacement event that I'm pleased to confirm today, where we'll be going to Slovakia on the 18th and 19th of August, to Moscow on the 1st and 2nd of September, to Nürburgring on the 22nd, 23rd of September. This will be alongside the Blancpain, and to New Delhi on the 1st and 2nd of December. I very cross-finger that no new problem arrives and every promoter pays on time and everything, but this, as of today, seems very confirmed. We will also, and it's important, we will also link the GT1 on Moscow and Nürburgring. We will link together the GT1 grid and the GT3 grids that look a bit weak at the moment, but when they will be running together, it's a grid of 26 to 28 cars that shouldn't look so bad after all. We are now working on an evolution concept for 2013, which has been inspired by my experience of running or supporting teams. From a championship promoter, I became very much a team coordinator, so I very much understand the finance of the teams in Europe at the moment. It has to be built on the success of the Blancpain Endurance Series, where we have here so many teams and drivers. It needs to be fitted to the existing teams and driver budget. Our point is that we need to amortize the fixed cost over 2 series. We need also to reduce the number of events per series, and we need absolutely a calendar which is arranged to have a minimum of 2 weeks between all the races. If you have 2 weeks in between, the same team with the same cars, with the same truck, with the same equipment, with the same personnel can run 2 series in parallel and sell each championship to different drivers. What we found today is that championships don't direct the markets. Markets should direct the championship, and people, sponsors, drivers, they have a certain budget in their pocket. If you propose them 10 races, or 7 races, or 6, it doesn't change anything. That's the budget they have, and they're not going to give you more or less. So our economy, and forget the number, they are just an illustration. It should be approximately okay, but some spend more, some spend less. But a 2-car team budget in GT1 for this year was about 1.6 million euro. You have about 800,000 euro, which is in car amortization, which is of staff and overheads. If you divide it over 2 series, you're going to spend only 400,000 for each series. If on the race cost was to spend per race in travel, in tires, in parts, let's say it's the other half of the budget. You do 7 races instead of 10, you're going to spend 560,000, and you're going to come from 1.6 to less than $1 million. At 1.6, you don't find the money. At less than $1 million, I believe teams can find this budget. It's all our reasoning which is behind that. So the evolution is simple. We will have 2 series, 2 international series. The first one is the Blancpain Endurance Series, race of 3 hours, plus the 24 hours, plus possibly a 1,000-kilometer event. On the other name, we're going to have, we call it Sprint Series, but we very much hope to attach it with the name of a sponsor, which will keep the GT1 World format of 2 races. Nothing will be changed on the format. We had many problems with GT1, but no complaint about a great format which has provided incredible racing, where the teams have to change their tires in a record number of times. You need 2 super good drivers, you need 2 super good mechanics, and you need to be very motivated from the first minute to the last one. We have, in the Blancpain series, we have the Pro class, the Pro-Am class, and the Gentleman class. In the Sprint series, you will have 2 classes, the Pro class and what we call the Silver Cup. The Silver Cup is, you can have 1 Pro, and you can have 1 young silver driver, one good level amateur driver or young aiming drivers. That's the Silver Cup. In the Blancpain Endurance Series, you can have anything out there. There is a mix-up in there, I can see. So put it the other way around. In the Blancpain Endurance Series, sorry, that's a little cup, you have 1 or 2 car teams like it is today. It is unrestricted. You come when you want, you don't come when you don't want. In the Pro Series, in the Sprint Series, we would like, and we attempt to keep the format. We have proposed our teams to become partner of the championship, which is very simple. Instead of getting money and helping the one who's on fire, we're going to get the money and we're going to redistribute it among the partner teams, which is very important. And in our dream, we hope we will have, that would be the best possibility, 9 teams with 2 cars each, or maybe 7 teams with 3 cars each. So we will give until the end of September. We had an interesting meeting with our teams today, and they will have until the end of September to know if they want to be the exclusive team representative of one brand in the championship. If by the end of September we do not have the firm commitment, we signed agreements of these teams by which they will receive a good portion of the championship benefits, we will go back to the client system where it will be unrestricted and everybody can come. Each series, the Blancpain Endurance and the Sprint Series, will give driver titles and team titles. And what we would like, and we will put forward to FIA, is at the end we will put forward a 12-race calendar, 5 on one side, 7 on the other, and this 12-race calendar will bring together a GT World Series title with a team title and a manufacturer cup if some manufacturers are present with their team in both categories. What not a driver title, because I remind you that the concept is to sell the championship in different drivers in the 2 series. So we will put this concept forward as an international series to FIA for approval in the October World Council. We believe that to be fair for everyone, the team title will be based on the best place results. So if a team has 1 pro car or 2 pro car or a silver car, it won't influence that much. We will do the system of the Blancpain where only the best place car scored points for the team title. We will take the result of the 4 best cars for the manufacturer cup. We will, and that will be a great advantage for the Blancpain series, is that we will offer TV, all our broadcasters, we will offer them the package of the 12 races, including the Blancpain race, with quickly edited event to the 1-hour format. And we will do, obviously, a coordinated promotion with the help of our partner, with Pirelli, with Blancpain, and with hopefully others. And we obviously will have identical technical specification and the same balance of performance for both series. So you go from, obviously, you don't have to change nothing. The only thing I would like you to change are stickers from one series to the next. The rest should be absolutely identical. Claude will be working on the technical definition, but to my opinion, I like the sound, of GT, and the sound of GT1, I think it's better, so I will be keen to put it everywhere and to have the nights a little bit louder at the total 24 hours of Spa. And for the rest, we need the team to decide collectively if they prefer free suspension and dampers, what we have in GT1, or just the strict GT3 regulation of today. I leave that to Claude and to the teams. We also have a project for Formula 3. As you know, we have been the promoter of the British F3 International Series since 2004, and as we have proposed FIA to bring together British F3 as we know it and the planned F3 European Championship into a united series. Our strengths are, we have the 61-year heritage of British F3. We have committed British teams that today represent 16 cars. We have the readiness to the 2013 FIA engine regulations. We have a 10-race calendar completely ready, which will include 5 Blancpain Endurance Series races on F1 circuit, 4 British rounds, and Po, where Patrick Peter is very pleased to welcome us back, and we will have live TV production, which is a novelty. Our provisional calendar all coming together, so you will see, because we know now that event can be cancelled, so we're going to be a little bit careful, and we're going to present more dates. That's what we will actually take, and it's better, you know, to have 9 circuits wanting you for only 7 races than to have an obligation to have 10 races when you only have 7 circuits interested, which I've been going through for a number of years. So, the Sprint Series, we will return to Abu Dhabi, which was something we very much missed. This evening race in Abu Dhabi was really wonderful, and we want to keep exotism in our Sprint Series. So, by the middle of February, we will start in Abu Dhabi, linked with a large test environment where teams could be very welcome to test their drivers for the Blancpain Series, and I'm really very pleased with the opportunity of going back to Yas Marina circuits. We will then have the possibility to go on the 31st of March to the Coupe de Pac in Nogaro. Hulton is for the British, that will come later. We will then go to Zolder on the 28th of April. Then Navarra on the 12th of May. You can see with the little line that there is always, everywhere, at least 2 weeks in between the races. We will then go to Zandvoort with the F3 Master, a great event with a lot of public, and we're very pleased about that. Then we will go to this other very successful meeting with lots of publics, beautiful girls in the paddock, and a very nice environment, which is Slovakia on the 18th of August. Then we will stay with beautiful girls, and you will go to Moscow on the 8th of September. Then we have the possibility to go back to the Algarve on the 6th of October, and then we will hopefully return to India, which is another exotic destination. And I have to say that from all the overseas promoters we've been working with in the last couple of years, they are the most motivated. The manufacturer seems motivated by the Indian market, so we have a very good feel about it for the future. In the Blancpain, it's not complicated, it's exactly the same calendar as this year. Don't change anything, same weekend. 14th of April, you'll be in Monza. The 2nd of June, you'll be at Silverstone. The 30th of June, you'll be at the Ricard. The 28th of July, you'll be at the 24 Hours of Spa. And hopefully, we have no information because we can't publish date. The circuit is a little bit in trouble at the moment, but I don't think they will close Nürburgring. We will be there on the 22nd of September. So if you combine these 2 calendars, you take 2 away from the Sprint Series, you have a fantastic 12-race calendar, and you amortize your cost on 2 series. Formula 3, we propose to go to Hulton Park on the 31st of March, to Monza on the 14th of April, then to Po on the 19th of May, to Silverstone on the 2nd of June, to Snetterton on the 16th of June, to Paul Ricard on the 30th of June, to the 24 Hours of Spa here on the 28th of July, Nürburgring, obviously, and that the only one, I'm sorry, where we have a back-to-back race will be with Brands Hatch in September. This needed to be confirmed. Bernadette is still working on the British calendar. On the British GT, which is important to us as well, because it's a very good championship, and congratulations to Benjamin, who took over this series. There was 12 cars remaining, and now it's one of the strongest national championships in Europe. So you will have Hulton Park, you will have Rockingham, you will have Nürburgring, like they did this year, with the 24 Hours of Nürburgring. That was a successful event. They could go to Donington, and then to Silverstone, and then to Brands Hatch. Once again, there is between Brands Hatch and Stapleton another date to be decided. That will come soon, but we have good calendars for all our series. That shows you what it is for each championship together. Voilà. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any question to me or to anybody from our staff, we'll be happy to answer them. Fantastic. Thank you very much.